First off, I want to say shalom, salam, assalamu alaikum, hotep, black power, whatever's your favorite. The Nanesh, Akamjata, and Kamelahi. Habeen with Knox and Queens, I'm feeling it in. Yes, I pray, I believe in the truth and the planting of these seeds. Yeah, yes, I pray, I believe in the impossible things that's unseen. Yeah, yes, I pray, I believe.
Shalom, kulam. This is YAHOSHUA Ben Yehuda, aka YAHOSHUA HaMelech. This is Bysa Tzedakah Edah Flyers, and this is number 9. This is Tash, which is Transatlantic Slave Holocaust. As you see the picture, it says 1619 AD, United States, the sons and daughters of Bysa, right? Or more accurately, I mean, that's accurate, right? B'nai Yisrael Shemad African, but also the sons and daughters of the people of Yehuda and the people of Yerushalayim, you have sold to the sons of Yawan, which is the Romans, which is Kiddim, to remove them far from their borders. As we see this picture, it says great bargain sale of Negroes, horse, cattle, and other property. And you see, as the slave owner is just holding the Bysa child just by the arm, you know, and the mother pleading, and, you know, there's a lot going on there. All right, let's get into it. We're going to start from left to right. So Deuteronomy 28:30, Bysa women was raped during slavery, and us building the White House and the U.S. Capitol. So Deuteronomy 28:30, you become engaged to a wife, but another man does lie with her. You build a house, the White House, the U.S. Capitol, but you do not dwell in it. You plant a vineyard picking cotton, right? Sugar cane and the different things that happen in the Americas, North America, South America, and the islands. But you do not use his fruit. So you have women and wives raped and breeded during slavery. We built the White House and the U.S. Capitol. So as you see, at the bottom, it shows you some of the slaves that actually participated and built these different things, and you can research that as well. Deuteronomy 28:37, Bysa being mocked and called racial slurs and depictions, right? Deuteronomy 28:37, thus you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a mockery among all the peoples to which Yahweh drives you. That means all the places that you went into slavery, into captivity, these people will call you names, right? You see the N-word. You said, N-word, don't you wish you were white? Right? You had, if you look to the right, every race has a flag but the coon. Like, they actually had, this was a song. If you look, this was the top 10. You see the minstrel show, you see the blackface, you see all coons look alike to me. You see they used to feed babies to the alligators. It was called alligator bait. And then it said N-word head taco. N head. So it's much, much more. If you look at the Jim Crow museums, I know they're trying to take it out of stuff, but it was so much hatred. But this is just prophecy. Now, if it don't fit, you must have quit. If here's a prophecy, talk about the children of Israel, talk about Yehuda, talk about the Judeans. If you're not a victim of this, then it don't fit. I mean, look at it. I mean, we can't make this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? All right. So B'nai Yisrael, Yehuda, worldwide captivity, slavery. 1, Luke 21. This is what the Messiah said, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword and be led away captive into all nations, and Yerushalayim shall be trampled underfoot by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are filled. And the Brit HaKadoshah, the renewed covenant, New Testament, YAHOSHUA the Messiah spoke on B'nai Yisrael, or Bysa, Yehuda captivity to all nations. 2, Joel 3:6, and the prophet of Joel. And the people of Yehuda and the people of Yerushalayim, you have sold to the sons of Yawan to remove them far from their borders, And the Nebi'im, the prophets, the prophet Joel spoke on Bnei Israel, Yehuda, the Judeans, right? The Jews at that time, the ancient Jews being sold as slaves, going into captivity, being sold to the sons of Yawan, right? Yawan is the Greeks, and one of the sons of Yawan is Kittim, which is the Romans, which is the Gentiles, which is Europeans, Indo-Europeans, white people, and going to the USA, far from their borders in the Tash transatlantic slave Holocaust. Because remember, Rome fell in 476 AD, and in the offshoot nations of Rome, there's a list. That list of those offshoot nations also participated in the transatlantic slave Holocaust, and even other sons of Japheth, you know. All right. Deuteronomy 28:64, and YAHWH shall scatter you among all peoples from one end of the earth to the other, and there you shall serve other mighty ones, other gods, other religions, right? Other worship systems, which neither you nor your fathers have known, wood and stone, right? The wooden cross, the black stone, the Kaaba. You know, in the Torah law, Moses speaks on Bnei Israel, Yehuda, the Judeans being scattered to all nations as slaves, and serve and follow other nations and other Elohim, other gods, other religions, other denominations, right? It's only two. It's the true native born and those of the nations who engraft into the native born, right? Remember, it says one law for the Jew and the Gentile, but it was talking about the Judeans. It was talking about Yehuda. It was talking about us, right? So you had black people teaching white people how to serve God and call these white people brothers and sisters. You know, and when you look at the book of Romans, that's black people, black writers, you know, befriending. And there wasn't no issue if these people wanted to learn more about Yah. So we got to speak the truth, you know. So Bysa, that's we don't go to the right, we don't go to the left, but straight. We're not Republicans, we're not conservatives, we don't go to the right, we're not Democrats, we're not liberals, we don't go to the left, not to the right, not to the left, but we go straight. Our political identity is Tzedakah, which means righteousness. We go straight, the straight narrow road. No funding, no bribes from nobody, none of that. We try to be righteous and go straight. But look right here, First Maccabees 3:48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen, the Gentiles, right, the white people, had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Right, you have the before, and even in Russia, they have like the Black Madonna. They have these black. Europe has these black biblical characters or whatever, not characters, but you know, our black biblical, you know, yeah, characters, our biblical ancestors, but they whitewashed it and painted from black to white. And then you see the Lachish relief with the Syrians, but they was taking Yehuda, some of Yehuda, but they also took the, you know, the 10 northern tribes as well. You see the facial structures, you can see that that's black. And then now at the bottom, you see the map where it's showing from Israel to Africa, to West Africa, and then to the Americas, far from the borders, right? And then it says, Yehuda, Judah led away captive into all nations by the Gentiles, Luke 21. And when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that its desolation thereof is nigh. Luke 21:24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword and be led away captives to all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles is over. And the last one, Joel 3:6 and Deuteronomy 28:49. From afar and far from their borders, right? Deuteronomy 28:49. Yahweh brings a nation against you from afar, from the end of the earth. That's the Western Hemisphere, from America, right? As swift as the eagle flies, the eagle represents America. This goes with Joel 3:6, that Bysa will be sold to the sons of Yawan, the Greeks, right? But the sons of Yawan is Kittim, which is the Romans. And the offshoot nations of Rome was Britain, and America, USA, is an offshoot of Britain. Hence the prophecy of us sold far from the borders. The eagle represents the United States. Joel 3:6. And the people of Yehuda and the people of Yerushalayim, you have sold to the sons of Yawan to remove them far from their borders. And the Nebi'im prophets, the prophet Joel spoke on Bnei Israel, Yehuda, being sold as slaves, going into captivity, being sold to the sons of Yawan, Kittim, the Romans, and going to the USA, far from their borders, and the Tash, transatlantic slave Holocaust. So that was the Holocaust. A lot of people participated in our Holocaust first. 100 million, they said 100 million, estimated 100 million died. You know, and you got most of us in jail, like, you know, 12 to 15 million traded in the slave trade, 100 million died. That whole thing is crazy. All right. So before we can have a call to action, before we can have a call to righteous action, we have to have a call to understanding. One, that the Messiah, YAHOSHUA, Joshua, who the world incorrectly calls Jesus, made a prophecy that B'nai Israel, Shemitic, African, Bysa, were going to worldwide captivity by the Gentiles, Japheth, Europeans, white people. More specifically, through Japheth's son, Yawan, the Greeks, and the sons of Yawan, Kittim, the Romans. The Romans was the one that surrounded Jerusalem in 70 AD. The offshoot nations of Rome was present in 1619 and participated in the transatlantic slave Holocaust, Tash. Bysa was amalgamated in Africa with the Hamitic tribes and fled to West Africa and was captured and sold to the sons of Yawan and taken far from their borders. 3, to have a clear understanding that B'nai Israel, Shemitic, African, Bysa people were black or melanated. Some of their modern day descendants are what we call African Americans or FBA, but we are more accurately today identified as Bysa, B'nai Israel, Shemitic, African. This is not skin doctrine or identity politics, but because the world is functioning under white supremacy and whitewashing of history, this is important that we make this point clear. Remember, 1 Maccabees 3:48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images, whitewashing, and white supremacy. And I'm going to end it again. Joel 3:6, as we look at this picture. And the people of Yehuda and the people of Yerushalayim, you have sold to the sons of Yawan to remove them far from the borders. 1619 AD to 2019, 400 years. Remember Genesis 15:13. He told Abraham that your descendants would be sojourners, right? And foreigners in a land that's not theirs. And they shall be afflicted and serve them for 400 years. That's here in America, 1619, 2019. 406 years and counting. You know, great bargaining sales of Negroes. So I hope this opened up to everybody's eyes. It don't matter if you're white, black, African, Arab, Asian, whoever you are. I hope in these days, in these last days, that your eyes start to open up and see what's really going on. Because how can we have a call to action if we don't have a call to understanding? You know, you can't just follow any movement or do anything, you know. So I want to end it. May Yah bless you. May Yah keep you. May He shine His face upon you and give you peace. Shalom, shalom.
Yes, I pray, I believe in Yahweh, Elohim, and YAHOSHUA is King. Yes, I pray, 5 times a day. Yeah.
I'm Afro-Asiatic, Hebrew Israelite, Shemitic, man, she's Afro-Asiatic. I'm Afro-Asiatic, Southern, I am Central, but we still have descent.